said you know she's a cheater's son, but you believe that you're the one who's got a lot of what it takes to change her. And I've no doubt that you can get her. You ain't much, but that don't matter. Nothing suits her better than a stranger. And a stranger man the better. And the chances are she'll set her eyes on you the next time she goes slumming. So just sit back and wait your turn, boy. You got lots of time to learn, boy. Cool it while you can, 'cause your time's coming. Well, it happened that in time, it happened just like you said. And soon enough her shoes were sitting under my bed. And I confess I did my best to prove that man had lied. But nothing short of suicide could keep her satisfied. So buddy, losing her to you is just a matter of time. And it's your time for finding something new. And nothing I can say is gonna make you change your mind. So I'll just give the same advice to you. He said, you know she's a cheater's son, but you believe that you're the one who's got a lot of what it takes to change her. And I've no doubt that you can get her.
Dallas Wayne.
Good to see you. How's it going?
The man, the myth, the legend. Look at you.
How are things?
Oh, things are great in Nashville. Always a great morning when we have Dallas Wayne on the show.
Well, proud to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, Dallas. And of course, for my audience, you know, Disc Jockey Hall of Fame, acclaimed singer, songwriter, producer, so many great skills. So how are you doing, Dallas, first of all?
Doing well. Just trying to get it all done every day. And it's easy to do when you got good folks around you.
Yeah. And how do you do it, Dallas? I'm glad you brought that up because you do so many things and you do them all so well. You know, like what is your secret, Dallas, to just being so, efficient and do everything so well?
Procrastinate till the very last possible moment and and then light a fire under yourself, try to get it done.
Oh my God, I love that. And of course, you can hear Dallas as well on SiriusXM Willie's Roadhouse, channel 59, weekdays from noon to 6, and a new album, Coldwater Tennessee, with the first single out already. He even brought her flowers. Heard the album, Dallas, loved it. Not just flowers, which is great, but I mean, even if these wolves could cry or something inside, I mean, these are all fantastic, Dallas. Is it hard when you're putting out an album, Dallas, like this? I was thinking about the great job you did just with the track listing. Is it hard to just put them in the right order? And also the cuts that you must have made. You must have made some hard decisions there.
We had a pile of about 20, 22 songs that we started off kind of whittling down with Buddy Cannon, our producer. And sure. I let Buddy decide. I said, you pick. Here's a broad example of my songwriting. You pick the ones you want. And several of them he already knew. And we kind of went from there. The sequencing on an album project is like putting together a live show. You gotta keep it because even though people do listen now to downloads and single downloads and that kind of thing a lot, you kind of pick and choose the songs they want in their library on their computer or whatever these days.
Sure. Still,
I like sequencing it like a live show to where if you listen to it front to back all the way through, at least you're entertained. You know,
yeah,
you don't want to lose people's interest about 32 minutes in.
Absolutely, Dallas. And, you know, your songwriting as well. Yeah, I know people compliment you about it all the time, but it really is very special. I mean, there's this one song, I'm your biggest fan, where, you know, you write this line, you know, the shirt you wore in Toledo, I found on eBay, it cost a lot more than most folks would pay. I mean, they just like come out of you like so easy. How did these come to you, Dallas? And specifically, how do you know when a song is just right with the lyrics? Because you can change a word for years.
Yeah, and it's always good to edit your work and always to make sure that every line counts. That's important, but you can over edit and you can take the heart and soul out of a tune. A lot of it can be, that heart and soul can be brought in by melody things or a vocal line as a performance. But the lyrics are the one thing that's constant in the tune, and it's something I take really seriously. And I've always been a big fan of the craft of songwriting. You know, the greats like Harlan Howard and Hank Cochran and Bill Anderson, Willie Nelson, all these great writers, Chris Christopherson.
Yeah.
Every line counts, and every
Absolutely.
word counts in their work. It's so pared down to the essence of it that it's a joy to sit there and if you can look at a lyric sheet of a song and be captivated by it, and it has your attention through the whole thing, then you know you've got something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those
Very well
guys
said.
those guys are the greatest at it, you know.
Absolutely. Very well said there, Dallas. And Dallas, you mentioned all these names, Chris Christopherson, and and so many greats. There's been a resurgence in interest among younger generations, more than it's been in a while. I was checking out the streaming numbers the other day for 2021 with bluegrass, country, and so it seems like people are really like taking an interest in these genres and the giants like Bill Anderson, all these that hasn't been around in a long time. Why do you think that is, Dallas?
Oh, I think our world situation has a lot to do with it. I think COVID-19 has caused a lot of people to kind of take their foot off the gas pedal a little bit, and pump the brakes, and try to reanalyze, because we've had the luxury of time to do it during the pandemic.
Right.
Reanalyze their lives and try to maybe do a small reset in many different ways as they're adjusting to whatever the new normal is going to be.
Sure.
Lord knows what that is, but I think that's been part of it, and you'll always seek out the real stuff and the good stuff, and I think a lot of it was in classic country and in bluegrass music and that kind of stuff. I love those two genres of music. They're the ones that got me in love with the music business in the first place.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it has to do with just, this music just goes back to the values, the core values of humanity, that kind of stuff,
Sure.
Yeah, Dallas, oh my God, thank you for your time. I know you got a lot to do and you may perform a song for us, but I want to ask you about your colleagues. You're so good at what you do, Dallas. I mean, I listen to you a bunch of times a week if I can. Do you ever listen to like other people, what other people are doing? Like I know right now it's kind of like a hot name, but like someone popular like Joe Rogan or someone in another SiriusXM channel, and just kind of like see like what they're doing, your colleagues, like what tricks are they doing nowadays?
Oh, sure. I'm an avid listener of radio, whether it be on satellite or terrestrial. I love traveling through a town, for example, and finding the local station and checking it out and see what's up, see how they're doing things, because you can always learn things. If it's really particularly a good thing that they're doing, you can steal it.
Yeah.
I like that part.
Every artist is a thief, they say, right?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. But I'm a fan of other people's delivery on the radio and that kind of thing. It always has fascinated me, and to hear somebody do it and do it well is a great thing. And you can keep your stuff fresh that way too.
Absolutely. And Dallas, and let me also ask you about this. I mean, just one quick story about your background. My audience, we got to get into this because I could talk to you for 17 hours, but you lived in Europe for a long time in the early 90s in Scandinavia. Mm-hmm. Great chapter of your life. How do you look back on this chapter now, 20 plus years after the fact, almost 30 years or whatever it may be? Pivotal time for you, right?
It was, and I learned so much about the world, being out of my comfort zone here in the U.S., for example, and saw so many different ways of how things are done that are all excellent and valid, and we got a lot to learn from all of us around the world, and it changed my perspective on a lot of things about life. It gave me a chance to be totally out of my element. There was a language barrier for quite some time, even though so many people do speak English over there. But there was things like that caused you to kind of refocus a little bit and re-examine.
Interesting.
How you do. And the cultures were very similar but very different at the same time. And you learn a lot, and you learn that people are the same all over the world. They all want the same things. We all want the same shelter and security for our families and a bright future for our kids and all that kind. It happened. It's the universal thing all around the world. And if we keep that in mind, I think we can be better stewards of the planet and better neighbors to our other countries around us as well.
Beautifully said, Dallas. I think that'll be a great point to leave the questionnaire. Are you in the mood to play a song for us, Dallas?
I would love to. It'd be my pleasure.
Oh, it would be an absolute honor. Thank you so much.
All right. I think I'll do if it's okay with you, I'll do the title track
Sure.
to the album. This is a song I wrote with Robbie folks called Coldwater, Tennessee. Pine log shack, half a mile off the state road. Daddy took our jobs, Mama raised us three. Times were mean, but her home was a haven. It was all we had in Coldwater, Tennessee. Tougher than hell, Daddy sang like an angel. The rhythm of the mountain seemed to set him free. But one night he ran, headed north with his Martin, and everything we'd saved in Coldwater, Tennessee. Rusted dreams turned gold in Nashville. The stars ride high and the satellite beams. Pretty love songs, voices you remember, all the way on down to Coldwater, Tennessee. Headline reads, local man hits the big time. Just look at those clothes and his brand new family. Lying in bed, just staring at the picture. Too many nights alone in Coldwater, Tennessee. Rusted dreams turn gold in Nashville. The stars ride high and the satellite beams. Pretty love songs, voices you remember, all the way on down to Coldwater, Tennessee. The crowd draws close, the backstage door swings open. The cameras flash and all the pretty girls scream. Then a burst of fire and a shout from the shadows. This is from your fans in Coldwater, Tennessee. Rusted dreams turn gold in Nashville. The stars ride high for a while it seems, but tomorrow at dawn there'll be one star falling as they carry him down to Coldwater, Tennessee. Yeah, they bury him there in Coldwater, Tennessee.
Dallas, my chills have chills, Dallas. Thank you so much. What an honor. Thank you for your time, Dallas. And I wish you all the best with this record. It's absolutely fantastic.
Thank you so much. And thanks for today. It's been fun.
Absolutely. You take care, Dallas.
All the best.